It's not in the cards for you. I'm pretty good at insults, and I got the internet and a lot of free time.
Okay, so this is set up for 2 players. See the white, red, green, blue, purple. That's wool, brick, wood, water, and ore. And you're using those to build the houses, which are these purple cubes and these green cubes. We also have the red cubes and the blue cubes, but they're not plants. We put them back in the box. This is only a 2-player game, but it can be a 4-player game. The game is The Little Tractor That Could by Lumière De Garde, otherwise known as Lucas Werner, me. It's a pen name, like Mark Twain. So we start out by putting the tractors anywhere. The green gets to place their tractors. But any player can move any 2 tractors a turn. So take all 4 of the dice. Roll them. Take the black one you want, take the white one you want. With the black, you move in a straight line against the sides. So 1, 2, 3. And then you take an angle and do the white. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's where we end up. And that's a red. So I'm first player, and I move my red up 1. Then I take another tractor and do the same thing. The 3 and the 4. 1, 2, 3. Take another angle. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's ore, so I move that up 1. Eventually, you're going to move up all of yours to 1. Every player was at 1 now. That means whoever moved up first can place a house. So let's say purple's house. So that's where the canton starts, and that's where the canton ends. It's where the first player started out. You can build over water too. Then the green, after they have 1 on their resource, they have to place it adjacent. So see how it forms a perfect line if the spaces are a little smaller. You don't have to get them right on the spaces. You're just forming blocks. And that's a house. So eventually you get another house. You can lay up to 6 at a time. So it's another house. Another house. After they have 2. But each time you move up to get a house, you have to move it down 1. So they move it down to 0 after you place a house on all of them. And you're building like settlements. So the purple goes again, they get their house after they get their... And I could come around right now and block this from being formed. It's a little hard to do with one hand. You block that from being formed, and I automatically get the price of what that shire is, and that shire is worth 5 points. And then they come around and they finish a shire in a regular shape. It doesn't matter if you're building over lines. You're just trying to form those hoods. You know, like neighborhoods. So I've formed a T-shaped settlement, shire, which is 4 houses. 8 is a village, 16 is a town, and 32 is a city. And every time you get the resources to build a house, you can build a house. You can lay up to 6 at a time. He can use them sometimes for blocks, so I might want to start building there. But then he can come around and block me once I'm at that point. And eventually you're going to build a house that's about that size. Or I'm sorry, a canton that's about that size, which is a division of a country. This whole country is called Eupharmia. And the canton is the last name of it, whoever finishes with the most points. And the first city formed is named after the person's first name. Whoever finishes the first city first. And you're forming you're trying to do different moves. Like if I have a thing right here and I build my shire or whatever, I could form a diplomacy move. And since these are all connected, I'd have to start right there. And do a diplomacy move. It's one space between. I mean, I can't really do this with one hand because it shakes the board. But a diplomacy move is when you're spaced between, but you're also connected adjacently. Like you might be connected right there, but you're forming a space between, and I get 1 point for every 2 points that you get as a diplomacy maker. So you're already connected down here. But you're forming a diplomacy move, which would be a space between, and that could be stopped anytime. And you would want to do that because eventually they're going to have more points than you, but you get half the points that they get when you do a diplomacy. Hostility move is what I did before was a block, and you can get points for building, blocking. If you build a perfect square rectangle, you get double the points. So the shire's worth 5. The next one up is worth 15. Or 10, and then 15, and then 30, I think. I would have to look at the thing, but it explains in the rule book better than I could because I'm a better writer than a talker. And a hostility move is when you're surrounded on at least like that, which takes 4 blocks to do. But I've just performed the hostility move, which is 4 blocks connected adjacently around a settlement. And I just sap points off of that. I get 5 points for doing that move too. And that's how you play the little tractor that could.
As an older guy interested in younger males and a libtard or whatever you want to call me,